Good evening and welcome to this English news edition. Coming up, the headlines. Prime Minister's Office and the IOM inauguration of the National Migration Coordination Office. And on the international scene, United States, a tsunami warning after Alaska earthquake. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. It is a milestone day for migration policy. Early this morning, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed inaugurated what will be the National Coordination Office for Migration. This event brought together members of the government, personalities from the diplomatic world. This office will be responsible for the examining the priorities, challenges, and common opportunities on the management of the migration in Djibouti in order to propose to the government the appropriate measure to face its true national strategy on migration. It will serve as a framework for consultation and dialogue between members of government for an effective and coordinated management of the situation of migrants, taking into account of the legitimate concern of local communities, and will have the mission of proposing all other useful measures within the framework of the management of migrants in Djibouti, the consultation with non-governmental and international partners with the support of the International Organization for Migration. In his speech, the Minister of Interior, Mr. Said Nur Hassan, recalled that this office is one of the action taken by the government of Djibouti after disappointing with the international agreement on travel. He added that this office will be responsible for examining the priorities on the management of migration in Djibouti in order to propose to the government the appropriate measure to face it through a national strategy in migration on migration. Sorry. The Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed at the forum and talk about the priority of this office. He said that this step is related to the implementation of the Djiboutian government's policy on immigration control, immigration security, and travel in accordance with the rest of the world. Other national news. The Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources, Mr. Yunis Ali Ghedi, received yesterday in his office the representative in Djibouti of the American Agency for International Development, known as USAID, Mr. Lloyd Jackson, accompanied by Nasir Jama, USAID program official. This meeting was also attended by the Secretary General of the Ministry, the Director General of the Djiboutian Office for the Development of Geothermal Energy, Mr. Qayad Musa Ahmed, the Director of Energy, Gulaid Mohammed, and the Director of Project Management. This meeting, which took place in a warm atmosphere, was an opportunity for the two senior officials to discuss ways and means to strengthen cooperation between the Ministry of Energy and the USAID. This involve assistance in the development of a new energy strategy, a regulatory framework in favor of renewable energies, and a mapping of the renewable energy potential of the Djiboutian territory, as well as technical support in the design and implementation of an electrification program that will aim to guarantee access to electricity for the Djiboutian population through the use of renewable energies. And also, this Thursday morning, a follow up meeting on the work to develop the National Human Capital Plan was held in the meeting room of the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity, chaired by the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Her Excellency Ms. Ulufa Ismail Abdu, in the presence of the Secretary General, Ms. Ifrah Ali, the Director of Social Affairs, Ms. Amina Ahmed, as well as the partner group of human capital of the different ministerial sector of human capital. This human capital is part of the various sectorial strategies, in particular education, health, social protection, employment, higher education. The objective of the meeting is to continue and consolidate the discussion started previously, but also to prepare for the upcoming deadline, in particular the organization of the third National Human Special Forum scheduled for the October 2021. Indeed, for Djiboutian, human capital is a national priority illustrated in Vision 2035. Human capital aims to scale up and improve investment in our people to increase equity and accelerate economic growth. During her intervention, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Ms. Ulufa Ismail Abdu, mentioned that the strategy and plan for the development of human capital clearly mark the transition from a policy of assistantship to the policy of partnership and participation of citizens empowerment, where productive human capital is an autonomous, strong, and able to update to the issues and challenges of this world. An intersectorial competition on the CDC of the neighborhood 7 is the colorful intersectorial competition with the traditional dances, kids, and moderator dances. The modern dances was organized on Thursday, July. The Community Development Center of the Neighborhood 7, organized by the Minister of Youth and Culture, Ms. Dr. Hibo Mumin Asuwe. This competition brought together several young people from different districts of the capital. Young people competed in traditional dances, skates, and modern dance. The ceremony saw the participation of the Director of Youth and several other personalities from civil society. This competition will take place in most areas of the capital, especially in the interior region. Under the aegis of the Secretary of State for Sport, the Tai Chi Association held a season closing ceremony yesterday at Guled Stadium, between a method of relaxation and martial art. This famous gymnastic and Chinese of Chinese origin brought together around 100 young practitioners of all ages together, performing a sequence of movements under the watchful eyes of an admiring crowd. In addition to the Secretary General of the Ministry of Sport, Ms. Khadija Ibrahim, the ceremony saw the participation of several officials as well as the elders of the neighborhood and parents. At the end of the ceremony, the young people receive trophies and certificates from the official, allowing them access to higher ranks. And now moving on to the international scene. In Nigeria, even though the kidnapped girls have been released, living with the aftermath is a new reality that will have to be adjusted. After 21 days in the hands of heavily armed men, the trauma of being captive again seems to be pervasive, especially for the 14 years old Precious, now hospitalized. She was one of those young girls kidnapped on 5 July while they were asleep in their high school dormitories in northwestern Nigeria. Her mother, Miss Esther Joseph, testified to an incident which left her traumatized daughter. She said, "I took her to Welbastion's hospital because it is a good dispensary. Since we have been here, she has been treated very well. Yesterday, uh, walking was a problem, talking was a problem. As she sat down, she was scared because she is still traumatized those by those guns. They used to shout and scare them when they were in the bush, and so far she lives in fear," the mother clarified. While in captivity, the children hardly ate, and the kidnappers even ask parents to provide food within approximately 1,000 students and pupils abduct December 2021. School children continue to be targeted by kidnappers in search of ransom. And now in United States, tsunami warning after an earthquake in Alaska. An earthquake of magnitude 8.2 occurred late Wednesday off the Alaskan Peninsula, according to the U.S. Geophysical Institute, prompting the U.S. authorities to issue a tsunami warning. The earthquake occurred 91 kilometers southeast of the town of Perryville. In a statement, the U.S. Tsunami Warning System warned that dangerous tsunami waves will be possible along some coastline. Perryville is located about 500 miles from Anchorage, Alaska's largest city. A tsunami warning was issued for Hawaii Wednesday night following a major earthquake off the Alaska Peninsula. Based on all available data, a tsunami may have been generated by this earthquake. They could be destructive in coastal areas, even far from the epicenter. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.